Good to see TD.
Great, yeah, it's great to see him. I think he was the first guy in the building this morning. He thought meetings were at 6. But it's great to have him back. His energy, not only on the field, but what he brings to the team and just in general is awesome. So nice to have him for the rest of the year.
Are you going to get a T-shirt?
I didn't get a T-shirt. How quickly you're forgotten.
How are you feeling, Greg? How was the weekend and everything else?
Yeah, doing good. You know, just Wednesday will be a big day. You know, get out there and try to have a good full practice. You know, everything's gone well. Just we'll see.
Ron said you got one more test to pass, or one more checkup, I guess. One more
yeah, you know, obviously the doctors just check to make sure everything, when you're dealing with a bone, it's pretty straightforward, which is a good thing. As long as they're happy with how all that's healing, a lot of it will just be based on how I feel. That's kind of the point we're at now. You know, from a soreness, from a pain perspective, from a functionality perspective, you know, how I feel will guide what we can and can't do. So go from there.
Last year, it took you, as I recall, a week or two to kind of ramp up to speed.
Yeah.
Are you trying to avoid that kind of transition period, or is it worth it to be out there even if you're still building?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I feel, I mean, I'll know a lot more after this week's full, you know, getting full practices. I feel like I'm ahead of where I was when I came back for that Jets game. I've done more. I didn't get cleared to do a ton of running until like that week before that game. So I didn't have a ton of opportunity to really train and run and get some volume under my belt. But I've had a couple weeks where I've been able to run now, and then I'll still have a full week of practice. So I'm hoping just my body in general is in a better place than it was last year, just because the way the time frame worked out. I was playing so close to after I'd gotten cleared, so I'm hoping I'm further along now than I was last year. But again, you don't know until you gotta go.
Greg, because of your history of playing through stuff, I'm kind of just assuming, I think most of us are, that you're going to be out there Sunday. But are we getting ahead of ourselves, or is Wednesday that big of a day?
I think Wednesday will be a big day. You know, running on the side, running on air, routes by yourself. It's you know, even though you're going hard, you're running hard, you're cutting, doing all that. You know, you got to have other people out on the field guarding you and, you know, making things tough and blocking and all that stuff. So Wednesday will be a good test. I feel good. But now it's about taking that next step and getting some more live type live movement.
Ron mentioned that TD might be on a pitch count when he comes back. Could you foresee a similar situation with you, or?
You know, it's hard to say. You know, that's not for me to decide. You know, I go in to every game expecting to play every snap. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. You know, I think Ian and Chris have done a great job. You know, kind of dividing all those roles between the two of them the last couple of weeks, and Alex kind of sprinkled in there. So I don't know if you just come back and take them all. I don't know. Those things I think are a little premature right now. We'll worry about Wednesday for now and see where we're at after that.
You touched on this last week a little bit, but how frustrating is it for you after a dozen or so years without really any injuries and then having these crop up?
It's weird. You know, again, to go almost 12 years without ever having to miss anything, and now. You know, it's just one bone, you know, just one little injury. It's just the way this game goes, but it also, on the flip side, makes you realize just how fortunate you are. You look around this locker room, you look around this league, when you guys have played as long as I have, they've had a handful of things that have kept them out over the years, and some, you know, very significant. So in the grand scheme of things, while not ideal, I've been very lucky, you know, for 12 years to have a pain in the ass, but a relatively manageable injury history. So